lives. I feel like they just like chill for a little and let the
they do. Yeah, they do it so like kind of nonchalant with the way they started. They're like talking like, all right, are we live yet? Are we on YouTube yet? And then like watching them wonder if they're even got their camera on.
No, right.
So I can't tell yet, but okay, yeah, I think we're live.
So, yeah, I've got it up on my TV here.
Perfect. All right, yeah. So hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel and my first ever live stream. So yeah, we're all in this together. I am super proud to announce the Beef Brawl that we've been working on for a couple months now. It's powered by the Red Meat Lovers Club. This amazing meat club, like that's their big passion in life. They just
love meat.
Steak in everywhere, from like Japan, from New York, and it's the finest of the finest cuts and prepared
around the world
by amazing, very well-known celebrity chefs. And yeah, they are all the time hosting cool events, bringing in entertainment. And on Thursday, November 14th at 7 p.m., arm wrestling will be the entertainment for the people. And so we're the first ever arm wrestling entertainment at our club. And yeah, huge honor. And it's going to be so much fun. And yeah, I want to also introduce my co-host, Mike Cotoia.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, Mike is a South Florida arm wrestling promoter that I was super impressed with earlier this year, and I just had to promote this show with him. So why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and how you entered arm wrestling, Mike?
Oh, yeah. So I got passionate about the sport young. I'm 32 now, and I got into it at about 16, started training. And then by age 17, I was starting to like beat guys a lot bigger than me, starting to really get a hang of the techniques. And then just for years, I sort of just watched the videos online and trained at home, and then eventually participated in 2016 in my first like actual tournament, New York Empire State Championships. I think that was the first tournament, and I ended up getting second in the amateurs, like in my first go at it, and I never trained with any like professionals. So that's when I decided to start running with it and going all the way and try to compete as often as I could and stuff. So once I moved here to Florida, though, that's when I got plugged in with Andre's team down in Miami, started training with them in Hollandale, and acquired this big network of arm wrestlers at this point that I've got. Dane, I met him about, a little over 2 years ago now, right when he came into the sport. He came down to watch like a super match event I was participating in with Andre and all of them, and we had a good blast that day. And then I've wanted to figure out ways besides just competing and trying to be an athlete to get more opportunities in the sport, not only for me, but for other athletes, and also to help the sport grow. Because we definitely want to see a day where your average good athlete can make like maybe a living doing this. So my idea is at this point, like I've just threw myself into the deep end and just started to put together events just, out of the blue. I'm a music guy, so I've got venues in my corner, so I could get venues to give me their spots to throw these events at pretty easily. I have sound guys to work on sound for me, and I've got tons of great friends in the game and stuff, and people that I've known for a long time. So at this point, I'm just going to try to do as much as I can with events moving forward in the next year or two, see what we could do with this, see if we could build on the momentum that seems to be sparking here in the sport.
Right. Yeah. No, it's amazing. Like the sport needs guys like you, for sure. So Josh and Dane, I'm going to just show the flyer here. Two badass athletes, two of the top Florida guys for sure. I'm so excited about this match. Thank you so much for accepting this. Josh,
of course.
Who are you? Like, tell the viewers.
No one knows who you are, Josh. Okay, because you suck.
I know. I have zero chance of winning too, evidently.
Apparently.
that was intentional. I wanted that to come out, so all the pressure would be on
All the
you.
pressure on me.
So I've been, I guess, around arm wrestling, doing arm wrestling for 4 years now. Um, I've always loved arm wrestling, but I never got onto a table until 4 years ago. Like in high school, I was the guy that nobody could beat, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was just snapping everybody into a hook. Some would say nothing has changed now that I know what I'm doing. But I owned a gym for 10 years. I played college football at USF. I've been in strength a lot. I used to bodybuild. You can tell by my face size, it's not anymore. Now I'm full dad bod. I'm letting Dane do all that bodybuild looking
Hey, I
stuff.
got 3 boys under 3 years
got
old.
3.
Baby, no excuses.
So I'm full travel ball, coach dad. My daughter's an awesome athlete as well. She's 14.
That's awesome.
She just batted 700 average against 3 or 4 college committed pitchers this weekend.
Dang.
And so dad's proud, and she's only 14 years old.
100. That's amazing.
I can't do that with slow pitch softball.
I know.
She did it. She did it against
What position
awesome
does she play?
athletes.
I might be able to do that off the tee. On the tee.
Right, exactly. So super proud of her, and so I don't get to hit a lot of tournaments. I mean, people in Florida know who I am because I have hit a decent amount, but I don't get to go because every other weekend I'm at a softball tournament. So I go to where I can, and
When you show up, you usually show out. So that's how you have been able to acquire a name already.
I've had a good year. I think I've won just about everything I've done in the last year and a half. Of course, styles make matches.
Sure.
And I see Dane as an awesome opportunity. It's a little bit, we're different, but it's a little bit like arm wrestling yourself in ways. And so I think it's going to be a challenge for both of us, and nobody's going to get out of this unscathed for sure.
That's what I'm sure most people want to see.
Yeah.
As far as
we can all be surprised, but
no,
that's what I expect.
I'm dying to see that, and I think that there's a good chance that could definitely happen. You never know. You never know what happens on the day of. With athletes, sometimes I know that Andre he's going to talk about that probably in our discussion. The reasons why he had to pull out of his match with Lachlan at King of the Table 13, so they replaced him with Lars.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Lars Rabakin. Is that his name?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a worse match for Lachlan than Andre.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, Lachlan's got a long arm.
That's what I mean. Well, yeah, but Lachlan goes inside. Where Lars has got that height advantage, I feel like, where if he can get over top of it with a press before he even gets in there, trouble where, I don't know. We'll see. I always feel like height is an advantage in arm wrestling.
Yeah. I tend to do it that way.
And in some situations, obviously not always, but
yeah.
If
you're bigger enough and stronger enough, then the height gap doesn't matter. But if like Vitali versus Georgie, that kind of makes the argument hard to go against. Yeah. He ran him over pretty good.
Yeah, it's true.
I actually prefer to arm wrestle long arm guys, which is weird.
Really?
I do.
Well, then I'm gonna have to get with you so I can figure that the fuck out.
I do better. I mean, but it just depends on style as well.
Yeah, for sure.
This is going to be such an interesting one. So as far as the training, Dane, introduce yourself. How'd you get into the sport? Besides meeting me, what got you interested and all that good stuff? What do you do on your day-to-day? All that.
Yeah. So I played football my whole life. I was a football player. I went to University of Miami. I was a linebacker there. Unfortunately, you got to be super athletic and be lucky with injuries, at that level, because everybody's pretty much could go to the NFL at a big time D1 school like that. But half the team gets injured, half the team doesn't. So I had 4 knee surgeries, a couple ankle surgeries, bunch of concussions. And that's when all that stuff was coming out about concussions. And I knew I wanted a big family. And, I have 3 kids under 3 already right now. But I knew that back then that was something I always wanted. And I was like, man, I don't want to have fucking CTE and not be able to, throw the baseball with my son or something. So I was like, forget it. My dad's a general contractor. So my game plan was, I'll get my general contracting license and do something with that. So I did that right when I got out of college. This is my office. I own a construction company in South Florida. And I did bodybuilding after I got out of playing football too, because I'm just such a competitive guy. It's like if I'm not doing something where I feel like I'm pushing myself to the limits, I just get bored with my life. Not that I'm not very happy with my wife and my children, in case they're watching. They're the most important thing to me. But so I did bodybuilding. I was like 300 fucking pounds. Did that for a couple of years. But then I was like walking up 3 steps on the stairs and going to have a heart attack. So I was like, okay, well, this is also going to kill me. So maybe this isn't a good idea. So I stopped bodybuilding. And I didn't really do anything for like 4 years, it was a shitty time period for me, honestly. And then I don't know, I think I just saw one of Devin Larratt's videos on YouTube, 3 years ago. And I ended up just, on and off slowly with the algorithm seeing more, arm wrestling. And the more I saw it on YouTube and watched it, the more I got into it. And then eventually I was just like, you want to know what? I want to, let me go try this out. It's just something fun to do, to get my competitive spirit, out of me. And it seemed like it was something safe to do as well, where it's not going to kill me, hurt me, mess my knees up or any of that. So I was like, this may be the perfect fit. So, and then I met Mike, trying to look for a team down here. We became really, really good friends. And I started training with him, went to my first event I went to with him. They ended up convincing me to do the amateur. I wasn't planning on doing anything. So I won the whole amateur thing, and that was really cool.
King of Florida.
That kind of kick-started the journey. I've just been, like I said, anytime I'm doing something competitive, I'm always trying to be the absolute best at it. So my competitiveness kicked in. I've just been training every single week for the last 2 years and a few months now it's been that I've been arm wrestling, and it's been fucking awesome. I love the sport. I'm obsessed with it. It's, it's the community is also something that pulls you in after you go and meet arm wrestlers and you realize they're so nice. And, if you don't know something, they want to teach you. In so many other sports, it's like you go in, and even if you're a guy that looks like you could be a threat, they may not want to tell you all their fucking secrets and shit. Arm wrestling's not like that. Like, everybody just wants the best for everyone and wants to make everybody better, and that's a super cool environment.
Especially for a freaking combat sport.
Yeah. I mean, on the table, obviously, everybody wants to murder each other, but after the fact, we're all able to be like, look, that was table, this is after the fact. And everybody's
Practice and competition are two separate things.
Mm-hmm.
Dane, how old are you?
30.
Okay, so that's the mind-blowing part to me, because you're just explaining about your life here, and you're a baby. It's so impressive how you have wife, kids, 3. Can you tell us the names of your kids? I think this is the coolest thing.
Yeah, my oldest son is Dax, D-A-X. My middle son is Hux, H-U-X. And my newborn, or he's 3 months old now, his name's Czar, X-A-R.
Okay, I'm just gonna feature that here in the comments.
All 3-letter names are gonna be beast.
Cool, world leader names 30 years from now.
I hope so. Yeah, it's what the hell? I don't even know their middle names, but it's like Dax. I think it's Dax Anthony, and then Hux is Hux Alexander, and Czar is maybe Czar Austin, which is my first name's actually Austin. If you guys didn't know that. My middle name is Dane, but I've always gone by that.
Yeah. I remember you telling me that a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got a comment. Jacobin says the X-Men.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? I'm like, one of these has got to fucking come out with some superpowers.
It'll be the Wonder Siblings.
Yeah. I mean, I love them. I want them to do whatever they want. If they play sports, they play sports. That would be great. But I'm not gonna pressure them into it. And be that.
I'm sure their genetics will compel them into some
exactly.
competitive avenue.
Want to do something physical. They're gonna have the DNA to be good at it. So. Forward to all that, but I'm not rushing it because it goes by fast, and they need to stay babies.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it goes too fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, how old are you again?
43.
43.
You are?
43. I'm almost your dad's age.
Senior by 13 years.
I'm gonna look like I'm 65 then, because you fucking look like you're my age.
Thank you.
Dude, the way it's been looking at most of these pay-per-views, it looks like the older people have an edge nowadays
Clearly.
Well, the stronger looking guy never wins, just so you know.
I guess we'll find out Thursday.
It could look like John Brezink versus Leonidas.
I hope it don't go like that. Good Lord.
Dane already beat Leonidas, so maybe he should.
I just thought that.
That's crazy match.
Pulling guys like that next, because both of you guys are on that level.
Yeah, for sure. Like this match is interesting in so many ways, just because like you are in Florida, first of all, and it's like people are genuinely like very, very about this match. Two very good, valued family men, different backgrounds, stories, and everything, but very respectful to each other and everybody. I'm sure we're gonna see a different side.
I was gonna say for now.
For now. Like I'm scared of you, Dane. When you go into your like, I'm in a like
savage mode.
Yeah, because I really don't think you think when you are in that.
No. I almost black out every time I sleep after every time I win. There's been people that have like noticed it because I don't like go saying like, hey, I almost blacked out. But like, you see me, if I'm not fucking strapped to them, you'll see me scream and I'll like be looking for the table to lean on it because I'm about to fucking black out.
Busy, yeah. Busy
I just am really competitive, you know, and it's not like I don't know. I just like to win. It's just in my DNA. So, you know, and when you're training hard for something, you know, you have every right to be excited about it. You know, if people don't fucking like that, they can, you know, sit in the couch, Twitter finger all they want, but they're not going to step up to the table and get their arm fucking snapped by the fucking king. You know what I mean? So, I just try, you know, try to be authentic. If people like me, they like me. If they don't like me, they don't like me. You know, it is what it is.
This is the American dream, baby.
But like, because you guys, both of you have been in the sport for a fairly short time. Like, Josh, I thought you were way longer because it feels like I've been to your house and your gym and everything for years.
4 years ago, Middleburg was my first ever tournament.
Wow. Okay.
And I was on the table 1 month prior to that.
Wow.
2 practices.
Sure.
Mayhem at Middleburg.
Yep.
And since 2020, then, what is your most meaningful, biggest accomplishment in arm wrestling up to this point?
Winning yours, of course, your first ever Sarah Classic, right?
PC?
$800.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I had the opportunity to compete. Actually, it was a really good class, the open class that day. Did well, went undefeated. My longest match was about 0.5 seconds. So
yeah. Brad Grundy. Oh my God, he just said, "Damn, I wish I had DNA."
I'm just making sure my phone doesn't die. I'm going to grab my charger.
Brad responded to what Dane said.
What did Brad fucking say?
He said, "Damn, I wish I had winner DNA."
Winner DNA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate, dude. You know, you lose a lot, but you know, you'll get back to it. Maybe after medical school.
I love Brad. He's my favorite.
He's back, I think, from medical school. That got postponed, so that's awesome. I'm glad. I know everybody in the community was sad when he fucking came out with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's doing something soon, I think. I saw him. He's going to be doing a little super match event with. I think he's going to be doing it. With is that right?
Yeah, like a week or two after this one, I think.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's cool.
I was like, good. Oh yeah. What about the weight now? As far as the weight you're competing at, this is normal for you, Josh, or is this?
Yeah. So when I first started, I was more around 250. Competed in the supers, and I just decided I was getting too dad bod, and so I dropped down to 220. And I've been living at 225 to 230 for this whole year.
Nice. So you're used to that weight. You've adjusted.
I'm used to that weight. That's important. So when I dropped my 25, 30, actually it was 35 pounds, I was 260, and went down to 220. That was the worst butt whipping I've ever had. Tim Talmadge, shout out to him for giving me some humble pie.
Adjusting.
But I think it had more to do with how fast I lost the weight. Yeah. And I just wasn't as strong as I thought I was. Honestly. I I lost that in
That's
about
how
2
I
months.
feel. Sometimes that's how I feel for sure. But Dane,
Sorry, someone called me.
oh, you're good. You're good. Is this your first time competing at this weight, or this was about the weight you were roughly? When
I was going to say, you want to know what's funny
first?
is the only time that me and Josh have ever felt each other, you know, in a tournament was when he was, I think you were still a heavyweight at
250.
Middleburg.
I was 250. 250.
Yeah, and
something.
I went at 230 because I didn't want to do, that was like the 242 class for that tournament. So instead of going up to the supers, I just went to the 230 weight. So it's a weight I'm comfortable pulling at for sure. I feel like I'm still able to retain all the strength I have. I almost maybe feel like it's probably, you know, if they ran the weight classes like they do, you know, like in Europe, like KG, you know, where it would be 231, I'd probably stay in that division because I can be at that weight comfortable and keep all the strength I have when I'm 260.
5 kg.
Yeah. So yeah, I have no issue with the weight allowance or the weight cap. But normally I'm in the 242, you know, range. I normally sit around 235, 237. Naturally, that's just like my weight. And then if I want to go up or down, you know.
How big were you for your last match against Ahmed?
It was like 255, 253.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Man, I wish I could get that one fucking back. That's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. But I'll rematch him at one point.
Oh, for sure. You'll get your way back there. He's been at it way longer time. For you to smash him in round one.
I still should have won. It's all good.
Yeah. If you maybe had better reffing, more favorable situation.
Yeah. I'd like to talk about that, but I'm not one to make excuses. If I was good enough and strong enough, it doesn't fucking matter how the strap set.
Whatever the rule set is, you just got to figure out the way to perform best within that rule set.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sure.
So are we looking forward to, besides the arm wrestling part of Thursday, are we looking forward to the food or what? Like,
yeah, that menu looks sick.
Like, we released the menu today, and it's like we knew it was all you can eat and drink. So like for the ticket price, you get to really like gorge, enjoy yourself.
It's insane, I feel like.
Yeah. There's potential to make that price be extremely reasonable if you
right.
Oh, you know, it's fucking reasonable for sure. Unlimited drinks, bro. If you go out here and get drinks in Boca, you're spending $15 on a mixed drink anywhere you go.
You drop over 100 just on drinks on a night out.
Yeah, easy. Mm-hmm. So this is sick.
Yeah. So I didn't know what a stem ship was. Do you guys know what a stem ship is?
No.
Okay, so Evan Darnell, the owner of Red Meat Lovers Club, he sent me a picture. So it's like a piece. It's 70 pounds in one piece. So I guess it's like the leg, and it's slow cooked to perfection, and the meat is literally just like falling off.
Super tender.
Yeah, exactly. Tender. We have prime meatballs, dry aged sliders, gourmet focaccia, which is like an Italian olive infused, like break apart bread. Amazing. We have a pasta station, and this is my favorite, the Parmesan wheel. Like, have you ever had that?
Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
Oh, like goodness.
I went to an Italian place once, and they had the wheel where they brought the wheel out, and then they put the spaghetti like in the wheel and mix it around with the cheese, and then would put it on your plate. It was so good.
I know. Yeah, I am so excited for this. What a cool event, right? Like, how cool that this guy that he loves steak and arm wrestling, and he's not even an arm yet. But yeah, we're very blessed to have him put this show on with us.
So are we going to be the second to last match of the day?
Yeah.
So are the matches starting
right before the main event?
The matches starting right at 7? Is that the game plan? Gotcha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dane, are you filling up with sodium before the match?
Yeah.
So
you're going to be eating all this meat, filling up with sodium?
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do yet today. I'm still figuring out my.
I'll eat if you eat.
I'm still figuring out my protocol of like what I need to eat, shit, so I don't get blown up or my hand doesn't get blown up. Because sometimes it's like.
Listen, I don't want your pronator all looking like the video that you put out. I'm just saying.
Oh, it's gonna be there, baby. Here, give you in case so you know it's not edited. we go. Boom.
Yeah.
There it is.
I wish I had that. Why don't girls have that? Like, I train so hard and it doesn't pop up on me at all.
Well, mine's probably will get so big that it'll end up in the way, so I'll give some to you.
What do you do? Like, you push?
Yeah, I just have like a lump here, so I just like push underneath it, and it just pops out.
I guess I have no pronator.
You got a little bit right there.
Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully it's like, I want it to be like all the way down to here though, like Devin's is, you know?
Yeah.
His is ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Well, maybe in another 10 years, we'll see.
I was just about to say, like 30 years old, like you're just like being born now. Like,
It doesn't fucking feel that way.
His newbie gains haven't even ended yet.
Right.
He's still in newbie gains.
Exactly.
It's wild.
Yeah. So what time are you guys getting down there Thursday? Are you meeting us around 5?
Yeah, I'll probably come there around 5.
Yeah. You could come as early as you'd like to, but 5 would be like the time that we all need to be there by.
I'm going to work Thursday, so I'm going to work and then just come after work.
I have to work at least till 1, and it's probably 3 hours for me.
Yeah.
So. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
It'd be probably 5, right at 5.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's perfect.
Yep.
That's perfect. We'll have everything set up and we'll be ready to just give everybody the rundown. Me and Sarah will probably discuss the rules more in depth over the next 2 days.
I was going to say, is that something we can discuss at all now, or are we going to wait?
We can discuss that a little bit.
Yep.
We definitely want to do a little bit of a faster get your own grip than usual. So not like a whole minute, probably 30 seconds to get your own grip. And then if you go to a ref's grip, no moving in a ref's grip, you get 1 warning. You know, and then obviously after warning, we're going to try to avoid fouls as much as we can because we definitely want this to be a lot of arm wrestling for the viewers there. We want people to see as much action as they can.
False starts or warnings or fouls.
And
do you know?
Say it again.
False starts. Are they going to be warnings or fouls?
False start, you get 1 warning per round. You know, 1 warning per round on false start. So, and then
is it for each round? Is it 1 warning and then your fouls start, or is it 2 warnings and then your fouls start?
If it's a warning call, like on a false start or moving in a ref's grip, you know, shoulder below the pad line. If you go into a king's move, we're going to try to keep your shoulder above the pad line. You know, to basically East versus West rules for king's move.
Dane, you gonna be kings then?
I was going to say, I'm not too worried about that.
I'm not me either.
I don't think I'll end up there. Hopefully. Jesus.
I'm going to try to just encourage the athletes to keep their elbows down at all costs, like to try not to do those intentional, like, kind of fouls. You know, if you foul, you foul. We're going to do 2 fouls equals a loss. Okay. No running fouls because we won't be able to have access this time around to a good replay system. Good system for replays, because then we'd have to review calls, like if things get contested,
sure,
and whatnot. So we're just gonna do stop fouls if we need them.
All right.
But I anticipate the way I see a lot of you guys are just straight warriors. You know, I don't see a lot of these matches being super hard to negotiate a grip in. Yeah, you know, I don't see you guys giving the referees too much trouble in a ref's grip or in a strap. You know, all slips will go to the strap. You know, unless it's if you get pinned and then you slip out from underneath, like in a terrible losing position, then it's a loss. But generally speaking, all normal slips, whether they look too intentional or not, are going to go to the strap.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then
sounds good to me.
And then as for the strap, I'm trying to think of. I have it written down in another book of mine, the rules that I had in mind.
Honestly, you don't need to tell them all to me. I was just curious, you know, what we were thinking it was going to be.
Pretty much just think like a faster paced version of East versus West's rules. They modify them a little bit here and there, event to event, but it's going to be just a basic stop foul system. 2 fouls equals a loss. Warnings on false starts and on what was the other one that there's a warning on? I forgot. Moving in a ref's grip.
Big move.
Start moving in a ref's grip. Dropping below the table. Shoulder over the center of the table will be a warning before a foul. Touching your hand with your shoulder, shoulder contact. If either of you are even possible to do that, your arms might be too big.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think either you're touching your shoulders with.
No. Okay.
And then, and then it's just going to be grip and rip, man. Besides that, it's best 2 out of 3.
How you feeling, Josh?
I'm feeling good, actually.
Yeah, you feeling good?
At the ripe old age of 43, things, are always falling apart on you.
Yep.
This is a weird sport. This is interesting, right? So the last, I'll say even year, I've had 2 or 3 little issues going on, which has made my gym strength very, very low for me. At the same time, I'm getting better on the arm wrestling table, which makes 0 sense. I'm beating people easier. Well, I took a little time off. I'm practicing every other week instead of every week, and I was able to get my normal gym strength to a respectable level. So I feel much more confident going against a gym head like yourself.
Well,
that I should be able.
You'd actually be surprised, because I was going to say, now that you're finished, I was going to say, I haven't even dude, my whole workout routine is out the window ever since I started arm wrestling. I mean, the first 6 months, my goddamn elbow was so sore every week, I couldn't do anything the whole week.
Sure.
And even now, even after 2 years, I do one gym training session in my garage, which is just all arm wrestling specific. And then I do table time every Sunday with my team. And that's keeps my arms sore all week pretty much. And if I try to go to the gym, it just feels like I'm overtraining. Like I haven't, I haven't been able to build that, endurance yet while having the pain in my elbow. And also the benching and stuff seem to cause issues in my shoulder. So I haven't benched in like over a year and a half now.
Yeah.
I haven't done any shoulder press or anything. I pretty much just do back now and arm wrestling stuff. And actually another thing too, not that I want to give my competitor any advice, but I started stretching like a month ago. And I've always had shoulder pain from arm wrestling, especially if my arm ever started to bend out this way, externally rotate, once it got here, it would just hurt so bad on the back of my shoulder. It was like I had to give up. And I did this unintentionally. I just started, to like relax before going to sleep at night. I started stretching my lower body in the shower, like my hamstrings, my hips, my groin, all that for like 30 minutes, like a good stretch. And like 2 weeks later, I went to the gym that's when I posted that video of me curling the 140 pounds, because it almost like completely changed the like anatomy of how my body feels training and like at the gym and on the table, because I have access for my arm to be in here and my arm to bend out here and still fucking yank it back this way. And I couldn't believe how beneficial loosening up my lower body affected my shoulders and my up, because all this relaxed because this isn't pulling it on it anymore. And it really seemed to help. So if anybody's having any issues with that and tried a million things and nothing's working like I have, try stretching. Might as well see if it helps, because it really helped me.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it makes sense that if you have full range of motion, you will be able to generate more power.
Definitely.
Through that pain.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit sore right here, but I should be fine.
Right where?
It's been sore for a while. But
side pressure
I think I only need to be about like 50% for this one, so we should be good.
So I've on the download done all of your YouTube lists or your Facebook lists or whatever they are. I've been watching them.
Oh yeah.
Sneak and see how strong you are.
Yep.
And the only one I can't do is because I don't have it. Is that machine? That was kind of scary.
Pressure?
That was scary when you're like 230. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I know I have good side pressure, but I have no idea how that machine correlates.
Also, just to make you feel a little bit better, I don't know if I can get that hyped up again for the match, but the day before that, I tried to max out that machine because I had just got it, and I did 180 on it, and that was like super, super slow, kind of like that one was. Felt like my elbow was going to explode. But then the next day, I had a super bad day, and I got home and I was like, told my wife, don't fucking come outside until I come inside. And I just like how my adrenaline was pumping when I did that. So if I can get that riled up again, sure, I could probably pull that out of the hat, but I don't know if that's an everyday thing. But it's a great machine. If you ever, I don't know how long you're in town or whatever, but if you want to stop by and just try it out before you go, feel free.
I'm staying the night down there, so maybe.
Yeah, you can always stop by on the way back up or something. Because I live in Lake Worth, Boynton
How far are
area.
you?
So I'm like 20 minutes north of Boca, where the event is. So it'll kind of be on your way or something. But we'll talk about it another time.
Yeah. So me and Dane have always been cool. I tried to help Dane when he first started. I'd come over to him the tournaments like, dude, you just got to turn him in. You're way stronger than these guys. And he would never listen.
Well, I actually had my first super match at your place, right?
Yeah.
With Dustin Ramey.
And honestly, that's when you opened my eyes, because Dustin's kind of like at that decent, like real good level.
Yeah. I mean,
and I didn't expect your wrist to hold up to his rise. Yeah. And that's when I said, okay, we got a new dude. Because
I think I was only like 4 months in at that point.
You turned him in and just high hooked him. And that was pretty impressive.
That was a fun, motivating, like first win that I had in the sport that really like helped me continue to want to train real hard. But I mean, the losses do the same thing, honestly, probably even more so. For sure. Nothing teaches you like a loss. Straight up. I mean, have you ever watched a fucking anime show? Every single one of them gets like murdered into the ground, and then they come out flourishing as a monster. So
yeah,
I try to put myself in, put my body through adverse situations to get it to adapt as much as I can. If I got freezing cold plunges, hold my breath for as long as I can, put a fucking car over my head and hold it for as long as possible. It's the only way your body's gonna fucking evolve is if it has to.
Right.
Discipline under challenge.
That's right. Probably sound crazy, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to our match.
Right.
It's gonna be a good one. We didn't really get to, actually have a match the last time we pulled.
No.
So yeah, I'm real excited for it. I think you're a great competitor. I think it's gonna be a good match. Obviously, neither of us are going there to lose. So once we're on that table, it's fucking go time, and I hate you. But right now, I'm
gonna kill you. I appreciate you being respectable.
For sure, brother. For sure.
Time, of course. But yeah, all bets are off. Do what you gotta do. It's my job to make you look like a librarian.
That's right. You gotta just stop me and hold me in the center. Look around.
I don't think anybody's doing that to each other, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, is there anything else we need to cover? I think that was like
all the essential details. I did want to get your guys' opinions real quick while we have you guys here on a couple matches upcoming, maybe, because a lot of people like to hear athletes that they admire's takes on certain upcoming matches. So while we got you here, real quick, I want to ask each of you, including you, Sarah. I don't know if we'll do this again during Andre and Ron, but I'll probably ask them at least. But who do you guys got for Jerry and Levon? I already know who most people think the favorite is.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Jerry's able to get into his flop press position, he's got a good chance. It's just going to depend on that first go, if he just gets fucking taken out of his strong lane or not. I mean, he's quick to it, though. I mean, that's his move. He knows how to get there with whoever he's pulling. It's not like, his flop press can't beat, world-class monsters like it already has.
Alex Gradetto,
Exactly. That's what I mean. So, I mean, we'll see. I definitely would not count him out. If I had to put money on it, I'd probably put Levon, but it's probably like, 60-40 for me, Levon to Jerry. So it's real close for me. I think it could go either way.
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a weird limb. And I'm going to go with my heart, obviously. I'm going to go for Jerry. And the only reason I say that is I think Levon's so cocky that he's going to think he can do something he doesn't normally do, or he's going to sit back in his top roll and he's going to get hung up thinking he can pull through it. And I think it's going to be he's going to underestimate Jerry to a point to where he's going to get caught once.
That's what I'm saying. If he tries to go over top and Jerry's able to get into that flop,
if he doesn't professional foul out,
pulling him out of that.
I think he's going to gas out and need that oxygen mask. I don't know, but he could get steamrolled. It could look like Hermes, but sick Jerry. Who knows?
Well, that's what I'm here
Paul
for.
Hutchinson
All right? Give
Jr.
me another 6 years, and then it's me versus Levon.
We got someone rooting for Big Daddy Cataret down there.
Yeah,
Paul
baby.
Hutchinson.
I mean, obviously, I'm rooting for him. Fucking USA, USA, USA.
Yeah.
I want him to win.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, of course, I want Jerry to win. I love Jerry.
Yeah, absolutely.
To me, Levon feels.
And Jerry's so fucking funny when he pulls with his fucking tongue. I remember I was watching the YouTube video of him versus John Brzenk way long ago when they were outside arm wrestling. I don't remember exactly where that was. And he was just dripping and fucking sweat sitting there. Fucking...
The WAL.
It's
Top of the hut,
fucking
man.
funny to watch him. It's a great entertainment, and
That
he's fucking
tongue.
strong as shit.
Moving
So.
that tongue back and forth, it's hysterical.
I know. I'm like, how does he do that? Like, but it works for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar camp to Dane. In my head, if Jerry wins, I'll be surprised, but I know he has a lane. If he can stop that flop wrist press, he's better at attacking in a flop wrist press than Hermes is.
Mm-hmm.
As far as how much holding power and defensive power, I don't know if Jerry's ever actually stopped someone with as much of a posting top roll strength as, I mean, Hermes demonstrated kind of what he did against him, but Jerry looks way crazier right now than he did against that Hermes. Plus, apparently he was battling some health issues during that match and just didn't want to back out of it. But against Krudetcha, again, we don't even know exactly where that Krudetcha was. In my head, I feel like Krudetcha didn't pull enough guys for Jerry to him and get the immediate, you know.
He tried to do his B move and it didn't work.
Yeah. True that. What about for Brian and Eddie? That's kind of a fun little power lifters match. Brian Shaw.
Brian.
I forgot about that's on. That's the next fucking. Oh my god, that's so
too much hand.
You see, Eddie tore his fucking left tricep. Thank God he didn't hurt his right arm doing shoulder press. I don't know if you saw that, but he's still in it.
What, recently that happened?
Yeah. Like 2 weeks ago, he was like doing like 200-pound dumbbell shoulder press, and like as he was bringing the weight down like this, it fucking popped down.
That was
here.
Eddie, right?
Yep. But it was his left arm, and they're pulling right, so he's not like super concerned about it.
Yeah, I've been watching his training with Neil Pickup.
Yep.
Been looking pretty good, honestly.
Yeah, it'll be funny to watch. I mean, neither of them are going to have any like arm wrestling skill.
No, they're not going to look all that. I don't think as coordinated as people.
No. I mean, there's no way that they could. With this.
It's a short time. It's a short time.
But it'll still definitely be a fun match to watch, and it'll bring more eyes to the arm wrestling community, which is fucking what we want.
That's the most important thing. We just want more attention on the sport, more eyes
on
it.
Because it's really cool. It's really cool, actually. It's like people don't know about arm wrestling, and they don't really think it's as intricate of a sport as it is, with as many technicalities as there are. But it's like every time somebody goes to like an arm wrestling practice or meets like a professional arm wrestler and feels around with it and sees how strong we are compared to regular people, it's like immediately you're like, wow, this is such a fascinating, cool sport. And it's like, so that's what we need to do. We need to keep. That's exactly what happened with these guys. They were like,
probably experienced.
They feel Devin Larratt, and they're not used to feeling like the strongest people on earth, and they can't even fucking move his arm. And they're like, what the fuck, So, most athletes are going to be like into that. Wow, this is something I can.
Sarah experiences that probably more than all of us, as far as like gripping up with a man, beating him, and then they're just like, what in the fuck, Like,
Yep.
It happens.
Yeah.
Because she beats more men than most females I think I've ever seen.
I know. I'm pumped for your match.
There's not enough. Like, there's no women. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like,
I know. Where are all the ladies?
All you got is Gabby and then female Levon over there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to bring that up early because we talked about height. Like, if you met Gabby, she's like, if we stand up, she's like here on me, right?
Yeah.
Like, you understand? Like, I have to like, come here, like, because you boo her down here, and then she's the smallest little hand, and you grip up with her, and it's like, nope, like
that's crazy.
Wild.
How strong she is. Like, super impressive.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah, a lot of people say she's like female John Brzenk in a way.
Yeah.
Crazy amount of accolades.
Yeah, the time served, like she's been in it for like 26 years or something like that.
Yeah.
Long time. It's almost all of Dane's life.
For the whole millennium.
True.
She's been in it for the whole millennium.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the next 10 years. That's for sure. It's going to be fun. And I'll be
as
able to
far,
get my kids.
as far as
involved.
high interest matches, those, and then the Michael Todd versus Hermes is the other.
That's going to be a good match,
Upcoming
especially
match
because
that's
that match dictates
something that
who's going to go against
We don't need to
LeBron.
talk about every freaking match that's about to happen, but those are the three I
Yeah.
definitely want to hear the opinions on. What about Michael and Hermes now?
Me? Hermes?
I'm on-
Hermes and Michael? Like I think it's so fun that Hermes is finally like back in action in a way, because
Yeah.
you don't see that much of him, but it's so entertaining to watch him, and I'm always so impressed with him. Like he just
He is a true gladiator for sure when he's out there arm
Exactly.
wrestling. Like, there's nothing more fucking motivating. I'm sure every arm wrestler, if they're like an arm wrestler that's trying to be like a top, like really like push themselves in the sport, has watched the Levon Hermes match 1,000 times when he fucking catches him and he's like, come on.
It's amazing.
It's fucking sick. And he never gives up and he starts flopping him back over. Looks like his arm's gonna break. It's like there's no quit. It's either I fucking win or my arm snaps off my body. And it's like, God, it's a
Puts it all
inspirational, characteristic to have for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be an emotional match because both really
That's true.
live
That's
for
true.
the sport. Like,
Yep.
it means a lot to them.
Mhm.
So, it's going to be epic.
Who do you think's gonna win, Josh?
I think it's Michael Todd. I'm on the Michael Todd train right now.
Yeah, he's.
I don't think Hermes can pin him 3 times. I prefer Hermes' style. I love how he moves on the table. Probably one of my favorite arm wrestlers. But all things through Christ, Michael Todd right now.
That's right, baby. Amen.
Yeah.
And you want to know what? I also think too, like you were saying, because I mean, obviously Hermes has good endurance for sure, especially back in the day when he wasn't as heavy. He's fucking had crazy endurance. But I have seen him, like the versus Devin, he definitely got blown up in his hand or something happened there because it was like he couldn't get him in. But if Michael's able to stop him here, he's gonna win for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think Hermes can flop press any stronger than
Gennady.
Michael's last 2 matches he just had.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So
I
He's
agree.
gonna have to
Definitely
completely.
Michael.
I argue that Camille might have been a little closer to pinning Michael than Gennady.
Yeah,
on a
he did.
couple
He
of those.
was.
At a couple
Yeah,
of those
probably.
I mean, Gennady did pin Michael a couple times, but when Michael had like a nice stop on him, especially in round 1, that was pretty.
Yeah.
That was pretty. That posting back pressure, not posting, that back pressure dragging pronation. That's like the
It's
key.
like that
to
lift
out
that
of
he
the
does
flop.
that he always posts, where he's like just kind of yanking it like an inch off the ground. And everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're
I
not
feel
doing
like that's
anything."
the
But then when
secret.
you-
That's the
Yeah,
secret.
but when you take
Flop
that, also people need to understand not everybody fucking arm wrestles the same exact way. When you're becoming an arm wrestler, I mean, you have to find your own style. You can learn everything that you're going to learn, but there's going to be a lane that feels better for you because of your genetics. So it's like build upon what you're good at. And if he's good at being locked fucking here, and that's how he's doing the lift, training, it's absolutely going to correlate. And they actually made a video about it when he was on the table with Gennady, and then the position he was in when he was pulling on that, it's almost the same exact position. So I definitely think that lift works for him. For someone that doesn't pull like that, sure, that lift's probably stupid, but everybody's a different arm wrestler. Everybody has different genes. Everybody has, a different move that feels good for them. And I feel like the best thing to do is kind of just like create your own fucking style based on what you learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a question for you, Dane. Do you
Okay.
consider yourself a high hook puller or a posting top roller?
Probably a high hook.
Yeah.
I'd like the top roll better. I tried, but I feel like I always end up more so in a high hook, and then
I
You
agree.
know, if I'm not able to finish there, you know, I can come in for a press or something like that, and that normally feels pretty strong. But I'm working on it.
Kind of depends who you're facing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I definitely have a strong rise and I guess back pressure. You know, my pronation isn't like super crazy strong or anything, but I definitely have a good comfortable lock once I'm, you know, kind of in this position with my pronator. But I feel like my difficulty right now is when I'm set up like this and I'm trying to pronate from here like that. Sometimes it feels like my brachialis right here kind of gets weak and my arm, you know, doesn't pull straight back as I want it to. So that's something I'm working on.
Wait till you turn 40.
My cup has always been really, really, really strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I could attest to that.
So yeah, I just try to, you know, whatever feels like it's slacking, I try to work on that, you know, and bring it back up to where it's equal with kind of everything else.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for the Hermes Michael Todd thing, I think I was just gonna say I agree with Sarah. This is hugely emotional for both of them. With Mike, with his mom, and his run at Lavon that he believes in so much, all things through Christ, which I also agree with. So I'm definitely rooting for Mike, and I want to see him do it. And then Hermes is also one of my favorite pullers. I love it, and I agree totally with Josh as well about it's so aesthetically pleasing when Hermes does win. I enjoy the way that he wins when he wins very much, just because of how fundamentally sound it is. But Mike's heart, they both have arguably like more heart than maybe anyone.
Yeah, they're definitely two of the
like as far as like once they're both in a dogfight. I don't know if there's any two guys that do it better. You know, maybe Devin.
Yeah, neither of
Gennady,
them are going to give up. Neither of them are going to give up in that dogfight. Someone's just going to, you know,
and it's not going to be dominant for either of them.
Yeah,
it's not going to be dominant. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a war.
I was going to say Hermes is actually why I made that Instagram post, because he posted that like 2 days before.
Oh wow, that's funny.
I tagged him, but he didn't fucking see it. He's too fucking popular and cool for me.
He's too busy right now. He'll see it once you're one of the next guys in line eventually.
That's right. I'm coming for the Infinity Stones, all 5 of them.
Hermes strikes me as somebody who's going to be one of those guys that's going to be in this for a long time doing good.
Yeah, I mean, how old is he? He's like my age, right?
Yes, I think he's born 91. Because I remember
he's 31. Yeah, he's a little younger than me.
I was born in 93.
Oh no, 33. Hermes would be 33 then.
Josh is shaking his head.
I graduated in 99, so.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I'm going against the fucking grandpa. Who set this match up?
I'm your daddy.
I know, that's what you're going to be able to say if you beat me.
That's great. I think we're right around about. I think we're
really looking forward to the match. I'm so happy that it's here, like in my hometown too. So there's a lot of people that are like my friends that have never seen the arm wrestle in a tournament that are going to be there. So I'm just really, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, this is awesome. I spoke to Evan, the owner of the Red Meat Lovers Club, this morning, and if we get to 150 sold tickets, it's going to be sold out, and we were at 130 something as of this morning, so there's less than 20 tickets left. It's going to be like intimate but epic. Like it's going to be so incredible, the vibe in there. Like they do this on a monthly basis. They host incredible entertainment there. Once or twice a month they bring in MMA,
combat sport,
exactly, wrestling,
small people wrestling.
This is the first time they bring in arm wrestling. So we're super proud to be the first ever arm wrestling promotion to bring it to them. And if you are not in Florida, you still have time to travel to it. If you are in Florida, you should definitely consider coming. It's going to be in Boca Raton. I have a 5-hour drive. It's not that bad. But you, Dane, that's very luxury to.
My office is literally it's like across the street from where I am right now.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Just so happen to be like in the same area of where my office is. I was like, oh shit. So
Yeah, I actually know
because
I know
arm
the
wrestling
owner.
is all in Florida. All the arm wrestling is fucking either middle Florida or North Florida. So every time I got to go to a tournament or a practice, I got to drive 3 or 4 hours up to you assholes.
So we're trying to change that a little bit so that way everybody gets a fair shot in the state, in the best state for arm wrestling in America, I think, at least right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be up there as a contender. That's for sure, as number one.
That'd be cool to prove it down the road.
Yeah, it would be. That'd be a sick fucking tournament. Like, what would you call that?
I just want to do
Games.
State Wars.
Games
For state
and arm wrestling
championship.
matches to the fucking death. That's what we should do. Florida versus fucking every state versus every state. Bracket
Yeah, do
style.
a round robin, like over a series of like 3 or 4 months, where every state faces the top 10 of each weight category. That would be crazy someday. If something like that was feasible, then our sport will have made it if we can manage something like that.
Well, I'm really looking to push the, and I know we're going to get off here in a second. So my last thing I was just going to say was I'm, definitely looking forward to the future of trying to build the sport up as well and help out how I can there. Cause, fortunately I'm in a position where, I'm successful. And I'm working on becoming more successful so that I could use that money to, either open an arm wrestling gym down here, because there's not a single arm wrestling gym in America. Not like a legit one. So I'd love to open it here in Florida, the mecca of arm wrestling, where we could have guys come from, overseas and all that and train here with us. And then I also want to go around to all the schools and communities and make it like a nonprofit gym as well for arm wrestling, where I can go and like work with the schools and be like, hey, do you have any kids that have like anger issues? Because I had real bad problems with that growing up because of the shit I dealt with my family and yada yada. But
form of martial arts for kids.
It's a great outlet. It's a great outlet for those kids where it's like it's such an aggressive thing, but you're not fighting, and the camaraderie that they'll be able to see. And I like motivating and talking to younger kids.
It'll do the same thing as like martial arts classes, teaching discipline and teaching hard work.
And then they go to school and they beat everybody at school arm wrestling, and now all the high schools know arm wrestling, and that's who you want to like the sport. So
you could even set up booths. You could set up booths at seminars and at fit expos too, for that.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's my long-term goal that I've been trying to put together. So that'd be super cool if that came to fruition.
Yeah,
that was my thing.
To follow that journey.
Yeah.
So,
alrighty, fellas.
Cool, guys.
That makes just about 1 hour. Yeah, that's about an hour. That's perfect.
Yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Everybody that participated in the comments and everything. Like I said, if you're still in Florida or whatever, like you still have time to get to this event and join us Thursday. BeefBrawl.com, and
it's gonna be a fun one.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be a fun one. I look forward to it. Thank you for the invite to it, and it's gonna be sick.
Yeah, I'm excited as well.
Beef Brawl 2, hopefully in our future, if this goes good.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. It all depends on the first one, but I think we're gonna do well. So.
I think so too.
Me too.
So
thank you guys so much.
Thank you so
Sarah.
much.
Me and her are going to take like a 45-minute break, and then we'll meet Ron and Andre back in here for their discussion.
7 p.m. we'll be back. So, all right.
Hell yeah. Well, I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Yep.
Yes,
see ya.
Later.
See you guys.